Quincy University will pay a $5,000 fine and spend 2 years on NCAA probation after an investigation found more than 120 student athletes were improperly certified and allowed to compete. Here's what happened. The issue surfaced in August 2024 when staff preparing the men's and women's soccer rosters discovered 3 players hadn't received required amateurism certifications. WGEM's Kyle Ainsworth joins us now with more details. Kyle?
Yeah, Natalie, thank you. Amateurism certification is one of 2 forms needed to grant eligibility, along with academic transcripts from previous academic stops. Now, Quincy University, they reviewed past records, self-reporting their findings to the NCAA in November of 2024. According to the NCAA, former compliance official Taylor Zerby admitted she altered 77 eligibility certifications, telling investigators she felt overwhelmed by the workload, in turn not raising those concerns with QU Athletic Director Josh Raby. Now, Quincy University's review found Zerby allegedly falsified squad lists, and that's in total 121 student athletes across 17 sports were improperly certified. The report goes on to say 93 athletes practiced beyond the allowable period, 78 competed while ineligible, and 26 received financial aid for which they weren't eligible. The university also allowed some athletes to compete before their eligibility was officially reinstated. On top of the fine and probation, the school now must vacate any wins or records that involved ineligible athletes, meaning head football coach Jason Kilday, well, he'll go into the 2026 season with 0 wins on his record. Sports director Brennan Reedy, he'll have more on this tonight on WGEM News at 6, and you can read a statement from the Quincy University at WGEM.com. Natalie?
Kyle, thank you.